Okay, so before I was asking everybody about seasons and moon phases and that stuff we talked about in our small groups. Well, I've got this little planet Earth here, and I've gone ahead and stuck a straw through it. That's going to be our axis, because remember, some things, the Earth itself spins on an axis, which is an imaginary line running through the poles. And here's the funny part. I asked you a question about what causes the seasons, and some of you said the tilt of the Earth's axis, and you said 23.5 degrees. And my question is, relative to what? So that's the fun part to think about, right? So imagine the ecliptic is like a plane of where all the planets roll around that plane. And so the planets move around that plane, and if we took a perpendicular to that plane, so this is the plane that bisects the planet right through there, and all the planets are rolling around on it. We draw a perpendicular to that plane, the ecliptic, and then if we tilt it 23.5 degrees relative to that perpendicular, that's the tilt of the Earth's axis. Okay? And this tilt is enough to cause the seasons. So what I want you to start thinking about is which hemisphere right now is pointed towards the sun. And if we spin it here, you can see Australia there. So the question now becomes, where is it summer? And where is it winter? And if we think about the direct rays of the sun, they're hitting at the highest angle right here in the southern hemisphere, and they're striking at a lower angle in the northern hemisphere. So in this situation, we would have summer down here as we're getting more direct rays. It's the same reason your car gets hot in the summertime. And in the winter, right, where we have here, is a much lower angle, and it doesn't nearly heat up as much. So here's the wild part. So some people say, well, okay, so sometimes it's winter in the northern hemisphere, summer in the southern hemisphere. But then we saw in that video, some people were saying, well, it's because certain parts of the Earth are further away in the winter from the sun and closer in the summer, but we're all on the same planet. So you can't really get much closer or further away when you're on the same rock, right? So here's the fun part. Here's the sun. It doesn't move, but the Earth goes around the sun, right? So if we move over here, Charlie's going to need to follow me over here. So if we move over here, notice the axis is pointing in the same orientation, but look what hemisphere is now getting more direct rays from the sun. Now it's the northern hemisphere, right? So Charlie, if you want to back out some, and you can see so as the Earth spins on its axis, right, daily, and it moves around the sun, right? So notice, we're back to summer in the southern hemisphere, winter in the northern hemisphere. And as we come around here, well, almost as it continues to spin, if we get here, notice it's equal, right? And we call it an equinox, because it's equal sun on both sides. So if it was winter in the northern hemisphere, we're coming into spring. We move into summer. And then over here, we're going to get the vernal equinox, the fall. Thank you, Charlie.